All right, I got this crazy idea. My buddy is about to fly an airliner from Minneapolis to Anchorage. I was playing some Star Citizen, but now I'm going to switch to Microsoft Flight Sim. I'm going to turn on live weather and traffic. I'm going to load up the F-22 just so I have maneuverability. I'm going to track him and the traffic, see if he de-ices, what he does, and I'm going to attempt to take off in Minneapolis when he takes off and fly in formation and circle him a few times. And then I think time-wise, I should be able to intercept him on the inbound to Anchorage as well. And then I'll slap those two together. Okay, here it goes. Giving it a try. See ya. Okay, just looking at the Minneapolis weather here. Currently, it's calm, broken. The snow did just end. I'm guessing they're going to have to de-ice. They're at gate Charlie 7, and they're departing 30s and 17. They're probably going to de-ice at 12 left pad and then launch 30 right to head up towards Brainerd. So that is what I'm going to anticipate, and I will try to set that up and be out on out on 30 right when they launch. Here's their route from Minneapolis to Anchorage. Doesn't look like much for weather, so that's good. Looks like it's going to be pretty smooth until they get out about Tychel. I don't know if they got a step climb. They might be going higher and making it over that, so that's a possibility. They're going to be taking off extremely heavy, so they won't be able to climb up for quite a while. I think they're filed initially at 30,000 feet, and it's possible later in their flight that they go up higher, and we'll be able to see that. That's all public knowledge. That's all, that's all stuff we can look up and follow along, so that'll be fun. All right, here's their route on a VFR map. You can see their fixes there, their coordinate fixes. They really don't have much till they get up here, and then they've got some terrain. So they'll probably have terrain mode on coming into the Anchorage area. There's actually some pretty good mountains up there. This area kind of right out here is where I was flying the F-22 when I did the comparison to the Wolf video. So what we're going to do is, this is my plan. We are going to attempt to start with them in Minneapolis, and we will take off. We'll be down here. We're going to take off 30 right, and we're going to launch. They're coming out of Charlie 7. I think what they're going to probably do is they're going to come out of Charlie 7. They're going to go down to this de-ice pad, de-ice, and then they'll come back to 30 right and take off. It's possible that they de-ice down here and take off 30 left. I doubt that, since they're going almost straight north. Also, they're launching 17. They could de-ice here. You can see some planes in the 12 right pad. They could de-ice there and take off 17 and just hook a right turn and go north. But it's tough to say. Lots of air traffic here. We got some Delta, some SkyWest. We got a United. There's an Endeavor. Lots going on here. We got a Plow 2. Plow 2, get your ass out there. All right. So, we will be able to watch and track them. Now, I believe there may be a delay in the data that I'm seeing and the data, the data that I'm seeing, which is going to be real time, and the data on Microsoft Flight Sim. I think Microsoft Flight Sim is probably going to be delayed 5, maybe 10 minutes. That's just a guess. I don't know. This will be a little experiment. So I'll be able to compare it and see kind of what the latency is. And either way, I'll be in place ready on 30 right by the time they're done de-icing. In the event they go the other direction, since I'm operating a digital airplane, I should be able to switch it to the other runway really quickly by just going into the menu. Or I could just take off my runway as they take off and intercept them in the air. It's not really a big deal. So that's what we're looking at. They do not have a departure procedure. So they are just going to be taken off, and basically they're going to get a vector directly to Brainerd, Minnesota. Nice little lake area there. I used to have a cabin right here on Mille Lacs, the south end of Mille Lacs Lake. This is the Brainerd Lakes area. Very nice Minnesota lake cabin area. Very expensive here, Gull Lake. I think Tom Cruise used to have a place up there. The Brainerd Lakes area is really, really nice. But, man, if you want to pay taxes, go there and get a lake place. So Brainerd here, this is the airport, BRND, BRNRD. My ex actually had a family cabin right here on South Long Lake. That's kind of cool. So the airport, actually I think the airport might be right up over here. But anyway, that's where the Brainerd Fix is. And then they will be headed north over Leech Lake, over Red Lake. They'll be cruising right by Lake of the Woods in the northwest angle. Incidentally, if you don't know and you're not a Minnesotan, the northwest angle here, this little chunk, is the farthest north point of the lower 48. You can see the latitude line there that goes across, and then there's that little nugget right there. So it's farther north than Washington, Idaho, Montana, North Dakota. If you continue that latitude line over here, you can see it's way north of even the UP of Michigan, Toronto, New York, Maine. It's even well north of the tip of Maine. So when you think north, think Minnesota. We are the star of the north. What are all these fixes? What's all this crap? That's a good question. These are all different places that I like to sightsee when I'm flying around. I like to look down on some different places. If I'm going over, let's say, Lake Tahoe, for example, I like to look down. Or if I'm going over, well, I used to have Arches in here. Oh, there it is. If I'm going over Arches, I like to look down and glance at that. So that's just some different places. Saturn V, that is the rocket standing up in Huntsville. Klingman's Dome, Helen, Georgia, Lake of the Ozarks. Yeah, just some fun stuff. Roswell, Sedona, Havasu, Avalon. I was just out in LA. I was right here in Long Beach. I've been out to Avalon before. It's pretty cool. So, all right, I'm going to continue getting this set up. Let's talk volcanoes. Look, we got a few out here. We got Rainier and excuse me, St. Helens, Adams, Shasta. But look up here. Look at the Aleutian Islands and look at Russia. Man. Wow. It's pretty cool. If you've ever seen the old 90s video, The Ring of Fire, I mean, there it is right there. You can see it. That's the Ring of Fire around the Pacific. That was a really cool documentary. When we go down here, sometimes we got a little bit. Sometimes Popo down here is throwing out a plume. Belize, Calabria. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. All right, enough yakking. That's a long enough video. Let's get into it. All right, so I'm now on my big camera. Hopefully the audio is okay. I'm looking at general options here on Microsoft Flight Sim. I've got aircraft traffic. I got real-time online. I have traffic nameplates, so we should be able to see Delta 377. I'm not worried about the vehicles and stuff. I got those adjusted a little bit. I think we're good there. That should be good. Let's go back to options. We'll apply and save. Take a quick peek in here. Okay, we don't want any random events. And this is all sim setup stuff we shouldn't need. So we're going to go back to selecting our airplane. And I So here's the deal. I want to be able to overspeed him. I want to intercept him, be able to adjust my speed and not have to worry about stalling and all that kind of stuff. So I am going to take the F-22. I know that's kind of cool. You can see an idea of where the light is. So we're going to be setting Minneapolis, St. Paul. And you can see that, oh, well, yeah, we're not going to need, I was going to say we don't have the range, but we're not going all the way. We're just going to accompany him probably up to the Canadian border, and then we will come up here to Anchorage, and we'll fly out and intercept him on the inbound. But you can see right now it's kind of just dusk up there in Anchorage, and kind of the same with Minnie, actually. The light kind of goes up all the way there. So, yeah, that's our range with the F-22. Again, it's just going to be a short little deal. I'm going to set us on 30 right. Also, I don't care about the departure. Let's go flight conditions. We want live. No, we don't want players. We want live traffic. So there, we got live traffic. We got other players turned off. Weather and time we have live. So we're not going to have other Microsoft Flight Sim players. We are going to have live air traffic. We are not going to have AI. And we're also going to have live weather and time, which means... I'm wondering if we should do that, because when we take off, they're going to be in the clouds immediately. I wonder if we should do clear skies. They'll be in the clouds, but we don't have to be in the clouds. That might be better. Let's not do live weather. Let's do preset clear skies. So we're going to have the live traffic so we can see him taking off and flying. We're going to have clear skies, however. Otherwise, when we take off, they're going to be in the clouds immediately. We're going to see his marker saying Delta 377, but we're not going to be able to see his airplane or follow him or fly in formation or any fun stuff like that. So we're gonna do the clear skies. It'll be nighttime. He'll be in the soup, and we'll be out in the open. So let's go back to here. I think I'm set up. Let's see. It looks like we got a 377 transponder sitting at Charlie 7. So, I'm going to quit this video, and we're going to go back to the cell phone so we can follow along on the airport diagram. All right, I realize the audio level might be a little different. I'm now back filming with my cell phone. That's why it's a little shaky versus my regular camera. So you can see here now Charlie 77, and we do have a little TCAS marker there for Delta 377. So we got a transponder on, which means there it blipped out. It kind of comes and goes here. The traffic is turned on, but we'll see what they're going to do. Actually, you know what would be cool? We should pull up live ATC and listen. Okay, hold on a second. So we got 377. We're waiting to listen to them call ground. So they're doing an after start right now. They got the engines running. And they're going to contact ground, and then I'm pretty certain that they're going to be headed up to this pad.
Yeah, ground all at 2946. Departure Victor, Sabine, Charlie 16, ready for taxi. Come on, watch you guys, guys. So the 2946, running to left, cap, set up the expect for that pushback up Charlie 7. I'll get him around, get you around in a minute. Alright, Quebec, short of the Charlie 7, pushback, Delta 2946.
So these guys here are going to taxi up Quebec short of 377, the Charlie 7 pushback.
And you throw 5 step structure with you, under 29er, 69er.
So 377 should be calling any second. Might be my buddy. Actually, it will be my buddy.
Ground up 377, ready for taxi. Delta 377, still follow the C-Series off your left, Once they're off your right, once you left head, taxi via Quebec, cross runway 4. That's all the C series, the 1-2 left pad via Quebec, cross runway 4, Delta 377.
Cool. All right, so that was my bud. So now what we're going to do is we're going to highlight. So they're going to follow, this C series is going around them. So they're going to turn around. They're going to follow Quebec down. We're going to highlight this. And they're going to cross here. I'll show you in a second. And they're going to somehow go into the pad here. So we're just going to highlight all of that. We don't know exactly where they'll be. And then they're going to end up coming back down Papa all the way to the end and take off 30 right. So you can see here this is them right here. They're following this airplane. They're going to go down this green line. They're going to go into this pad. Then they're going to take Papa all the way back to take off on 30 right. They have not got that second part of the clearance yet, but I know that that's what they're going to do because that is the cycle of the airport. So now we're going to watch them taxi down Quebec. They got cleared to cross 422. That's right here. So they're going to be looking both ways.
Delta 2057, affirmative or negative, yes? Delta 2057, positive, yes. Delta 2057, roger, hold for the Airbus take your tails and your push approved. 12 left pad. We're going to the 12 left pad, and after the Airbus center tail, we are clear to push. Delta 2067.
Cool. So, de-icing, obviously it was just snowing in Minneapolis, and they're de-icing to get their wings clean. So they're going to be taking type 1, which cleans the wings, and then they're going to be taking probably type 4, which protects them. If it's not actively precipitating, they wouldn't need the type 4.
Delta 2946, 30 left departure. Do you have something different? Okay, we'll change it up to a 30 left departure now for Delta 2946. We were originally flying for 17. We'll switch it up. Thank you. Delta 2057 as well. Expect runway 30 left departure. I think 30 left departure, Delta 2057. Crash on 99, like, hey, this is MS 989, but AMS taxi via Papa, turn into the gate behind the Airbus.
So they put a couple other airplanes on 30 left.
Behind the Airbus, over the gate, Sherlock 989.
We'll keep an eye on my buddy to see. It's possible that they're plowing the right side and they close it.
It was 4183 for Amsterdam, push type approved, runway 30 right, de-ice depart.
All right, now they're crossing 422. So they're going to head into the pad. They're going to talk on a private frequency to the de-ice coordinator. They're going to get all cleaned off. I'll show you what that looks like. I'll find a little clip online and we'll add that in here. And while they're working on that, I'll try to catch them on the outbound. All right, I got a video pulled up. It's kind of the de-icing coordinator. I believe this is Southwest, but it'll kind of give us an idea of what they're going through right now.
Hey, ice man.
Yeah, we got one taxiing over, so you could get in the bucket.
Please stay up, and we are ready.
Copy that, clear to begin. One crew, I mean, typically we're looking at 30 to 40 a day if it's a full event. If we're both on doubles, then we'll stay out here all day and just pair up. Like, you try to pair up with someone you're comfortable with because you're working as a team out here, whether it's him watching where the truck is, make sure it's not hitting anything, and whether it's me, making sure he's in the right spot. So you have to have open communication and just clear, good communication. So you start off as a sprayer, work a season or two as a sprayer, then you go into driving. And then from there you can go on to another coordinating position, and then kind of like have a good idea of the whole operation. Be a two-step tape. So like our type 4 fluid is going to give the plane the most holdover time, which will allow them, like if they have a 20-minute taxi to the runway, they know they'll be contamination free when they get there and take off. So when he starts his Type 4 on the wing, I'm hitting the button to start the clock, which is going to start their holdover clock. So that's what I'll tell the pilot at the end. Right now we have no accumulation on the planes. It's a very fast process, as you can see. You'll get ice on the planes that take longer to get off. You get a foot of snow accumulation. Wet snow takes a little bit longer, so it's really all dependent on what we have going on. So that's how, like, every event out here is different. Every time we come out here, it could be a little bit different. Yeah, 8656, your final fluid application started at 0644 local time. Clean aircraft check is complete. All de-ice is clear for aircraft. Y'all have a good day.
So that was a little view of kind of what they're doing. Now we need to get in place. So they're sitting right now doing their de-ice process here in the pad, and I'm going to pull up ground frequencies so we can listen to them and get in place with my F-22. So I'm all set up here. We got 30 right. Let's keep paying attention here to what we're doing. All right, I'm back in the saddle. I got ground frequency. You'll hear that. They are currently still in the pad, so we will probably hear them. I'm going to wait right now to go to my runway until I hear which one they're taking. I'm anticipating 30 right. That's what I'm set up for.
4056 with Charlie 24.
So as soon as I know for sure,
4056, Roger.
then I'll be selecting that runway and I'll be lining up on the runway, and then we can watch them real time and listen on the radio. Which that may have been them. I'm looking right now to see if they start moving. It's more clear when you hear radio transmissions on your actual headset in the aircraft, but this recording, I don't know what system records all of this, but it's definitely tough to listen to. But also, if you're used to it, you get to the point that you know what you're expecting to hear. And it's important to know what to expect, but also not get fixated on what you think they're going to say and listen to what they actually say. I got my Star Citizen screens up here. This one over here on the left is glitching. I don't know why. Let's do that. We don't really need those. I'm not going to use them, but let's get this thing set up like we're going to fly a Raptor.
It was 4169, runway 30 left, activity in Quebec, Charlie Alpha. 30 left, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, Skywest, 4169.
Okay, Sky West.
Ground, center, 20 Denver 4805, runway 30 right, Sierra 10, activity in Quebec.
So Endeavor's headed to the 30 right pad. The reason why my buddy's bus is not going to the 30 right pad, that seems like it would make sense, is because that pad is for regional jets only. It's not very large. That's why he's in the 12 left pad. And then they'll probably taxi down to 30 right. Should be wrapping up any time here. When they get on the taxi, I will do a reset here so that we got a fresh camera recording. My camera up here behind me, hey. The recording up there it splits and sometimes it can time out. I don't know if it's a settings thing, but I will try to get a fresh recording going so that we don't end up losing some of the action. That would suck, especially after doing all this. Come on, guys. Exit the pad. I know from my big camera up here, you cannot see the screen down here. So I will just talk through. I still see 377 in the 12 left pad.
Ground out 377 at the 12 left pad or set. Delta 377, runway 30 right, taxi via Papa, cross runway 22. 30 right via Papa, cross runway 22, Delta 377.
All right, that was my buddy. I'm going to turn this off now and switch to tower. So that was my buddy. He said Delta 377 in the 12 left pad, ready for taxi. Ground said copy 377, taxi to runway 30 right, via Papa, cross 22. So you can't see, but they're exiting the pad right now, and they're going to head down. So what we're going to do is we are going to pull up North Tower up on my screen above, which you can't see. Let's see if I can find that frequency here. Tower 30 right. So now we're going to pull up the 30 right pad, and we're going to get the sim set up and get in place. They are starting to taxi right now, so I need to be ready. So here's Tower. And now I'm going to come down here, and we're going to get in place. So now you'll see my main screen here is now loading the F-22 on 30 right. We're going to be actually sitting on the numbers, and he's probably, we won't conflict with them physically, but he's going to pull out onto the runway when they get ready to take off. And their airplane will be basically sitting on top of us, so we're going to thrust up, and we're going to take off right behind them, which is going to be super freaking cool. So, here you can see us. I'm going to turn down the sound a little bit.
Tower over 901 is establish ILS runway 30 right, maintain 170 to 5 mile final.
And I will relay some of the traffic that I hear. That was someone on a final. I'll just kind of basically talk over the noise. So we know right now I see him taxiing down. You can't see it, but on my little iPad right here, we have him taxiing down Papa. So we are going to hear him soon, or his captain, on the 30 right tower frequency, which is what we're listening to. So I'm going to get into position and hold, or as they say now, line up and wait. Okay, so this is cool. So on our screen in front of me, you see the F-22, and my buddy is coming down Papa Taxiway right here to the left. We're gonna see there. I see DAL 377. He's right there. So they're gonna be shit. Are we on the wrong? Oh fuck. We're on the wrong one. Main menu. Why are we on that runway? We don't want to be on that runway. Quick. Okay, we got that. We got Minneapolis. 30 right. Set as departure. Fly. Quick. He's getting to the end of the runway. Quick, load it. It put me on the wrong runway. What the hell? Okay, I'm going to turn up the volume a little bit. Alright, let's see this. He should be pulling out any second. Let's see, he should be like right here. Yeah. 377. He's right there. Fuck. What runway are we on? We're on 30 right, I believe. No? Are we on 30 left? I don't know, I'm so confused. Well, we're on one of the 30s. It shows him to the left, so I gotta believe... let's see, whiskey? No, we're on the left side. Maybe? Whiskey? Yeah, I don't know, that's kind of strange. Alright, they're gonna line up and wait right now. I just heard him say line up and wait. I don't know which runway we're on, it doesn't matter. We're gonna take off, it's gonna be nighttime, we're gonna go catch him. This is the moment. I'm gonna turn down the brightness here a little bit, and we're gonna listen for their departure. They are currently right now lining up on the runway to wait. I didn't reset the camera. I'm gonna quick do that. Okay, we got our fresh recording going. Here it is. He's taking off. Runway heading. Okay. They are rolling. Like I said, it might be delayed up here. So even though we have real time down here, and we're looking at him out in front of us, we're going to wait until we see him on the Microsoft Flight Sim screen. 377 is right there on my screen. He should be taking off. So in real life, they're already off the ground, but we're not seeing that depicted on Microsoft Flight Sim yet. So we're just going to sit tight until we see him climbing out. Alright, so they just went to departure frequency. So I'm going to turn the air traffic control off, because we don't need that anymore. So we're not listening to him. They're on departure. Let's go to VFR. Let's see. We're going to need this. Okay, so on our map right now, they've just taken off and they're turning towards Brainerd. However, on Microsoft Flight Sim, we are still seeing 377 on the ground. So obviously there's a little disparity there. My map also says we're on 30 left. So I don't know what the deal is with that. We could, we do have the time. If it's that delayed, I could taxi over to 30 right. But why it shows him on our screen here, he should not be off to the left. That is incorrect. I don't know why it would show him over there. So basically what we're going to do at this point is I'm going to turn the sound down a little bit here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to disregard the audio. And we know that he's already in the air. We know that Microsoft Flight Sim has some latency. That's no problem. So at this point, we're just going to sit and watch him on Microsoft Flight Sim. And we're going to wait until that catches up. I could take off and fly around, but I don't know how long it's going to be. We see a SkyWest moving there. I'm basically just going to wait until I see... We're going to set the parking brake. I'm going to wait until I see him actually moving on the ground here in Minneapolis, and then that will be my indicator. So I'm going to turn everything off for now, and we'll start that back up. We'll just sit tight here with the F-22 until I see him moving. Alright, so just a little recap here while we wait. You can see behind me I've got the sim set up. We have an iPad tracking him. We're at the end of the runway in the F-22. That's just my Discord stuff up there. I've turned off the live ATC. And right here is my 80D, which is what I film on. So you can see that that's all set up. So that's the film you see. That reflection there, by the way, right there, is some lights I have in front of me, which I turn off when I film. Well, most of the time. Sometimes I forget. So let's turn the camera around and take a look at what we got here. Yeah, you can see. So see that reflection there? I can just turn that off. So, actually, we don't need that. Let's just do a little chit chat while we're waiting. So you can see right here we got Delta 377. He is not moving, which means that the Microsoft Flight Sim latency is, you know, at least 5, maybe 10 minutes. That's not a problem. When we look down here on our weather viewer, we can see that he has already left the Minneapolis airport and he's on his way up to Brainerd. We could track along on, oh, there comes a SkyWest CRJ-9. Oh, he's flying by. We could follow along on the air traffic control frequencies, but to be honest, that becomes kind of cumbersome. It's kind of a pain in the ass. So what we're going to do is we're just going to sit tight here. Oh, is he moving? I see either he's moving or the plane next to him is moving. I think he might be. We'll see. Anyway, so we're going to sit here. Once we're confirmed that he is moving, then we're going to sit back down and we'll get in place and get ready for his takeoff. Once we see him in the sky, then we'll take off and follow along. I may... shit. You know, I was going to say I would reset it, but I wonder if that would mess up the positioning. I would hate to miss him. So I probably won't do that. We're burning a little fuel here, but we're at idle. And obviously we don't have much range in the F-22, but we're not going to fly for long, so it's not that big of a deal. That's kind of a cool view right there of my sim chair. You can see my PC down there. I call it the Cougar. So here, let's do this. If I come out here a little wider, you can see my 80D camera up behind my chair. You can see my sim seat. You see the whole sim. My PC is down underneath there. I could change the colors on that, but I kind of like them blue. My RAM sticks seem to flash multicolors. I don't know what to do about that. Let's see what we got here. We got some airplanes in the air. There's 1123 headed to Denver. We got whoever that is headed to Orlando in a 738. That could be Sun Country, maybe? That's probably Sun Country. They're taking off. And let's see, where... oh shit, where did 377 go? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Better pay attention here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's use our mouse. Are they down in that mix? That's not good. Did it suddenly update them? Should we go catch them? Alright, let's go catch them. Sitting back down here at the sim. I'm just looking. I'm taking a quick glance. It looks like it updated. So he's up towards Brainerd right now. I just want to look up there. Does that say 377? There's an Endeavor. God. I just want to know if it's depicting him. I can't quite tell. Let's try this. Yeah, I can't tell if there's a 377 up there. I kind of think there might be. Okay, let's look around here. We got... okay, so we got SkyWest lined up. Endeavor lined up. We got a Delta out there. We got a couple guys on the inbound here. We got a Endeavor. This is also a little mixed up because we're in the wrong spot on the airport. I'm just looking for the number. I don't know if he's in there. There goes an Endeavor overhead. What do we got over there? I mean, so he was on that side of the airport. He taxied down to de-ice and then came over and took off. So should we just launch? I say we just launch. Okay, let's do it. All right, so we're gonna go back to this view. And we're just gonna do it. Parking brakes off, here we go. Let's see, I gotta scoot my chair up a little bit. Okay, we're doing it. Let's go find that boy. Oh, I don't like that my light turns with my nose gear. I guess if you're taxiing, that's fine, but... Okay, that should be enough. Okay, I'm looking... I could do a quick turn here. Okay. There's the other pad. There's some November. Let's pull our power back here a little bit. Okay, let's see if we can spot him here. Endeavor. That's people on the inbound. Sky West. I feel like it updated. Okay. He could be right down in that cluster there. I don't see it. Honestly, I don't see it. And he's not in the pad. That's the pad he was in. Which means he's on his way to Brainerd. Okay. We gotta go find him. What heading do we need? About 320 should do it. He's probably up pretty high by now. I'm gonna actually turn these off since we don't need those. And run this down a little bit. Okay, it looks like he's almost to Brainerd. I'm gonna pull up the map here. There's St. Cloud, there's Brainerd. Alright. I see him on the map. I don't know. Maybe it updated, but I should have taken off when he did. I don't know. That's alright. We'll go find him. Either way, we can get the inbound in Anchorage. What altitude am I at? 20,000. Okay. CSG. Okay, we're doing 800 knots, so we should... I'm going to just hold it here at 25,000 and pull back the power a little bit. We should be able to catch him. Looks like he's a little more north. They may have gotten direct. So let's just turn a little bit more this direction. So I don't know if you can see this depicted. Let me just get level here. So I'm looking up there on the map. I can see my plane and I can see what I believe is his plane. And so I'm just trying to go intercept him, which should not be hard. This is why we took the F-22. We're gonna go catch him. Yeah, he's almost up to St. Cloud, so we gotta come out here. Let's see what altitude they're at. They're not quite at 30,000, and I'm at 30, so I'm gonna level off and just keep it fast and see if we can catch him. We should, at some point when we get in closer proximity, we should see him in the screen in front of us. How are we on fuel? We're not great on fuel. This is not going to end well for us, just for the record. This is kind of just an intercept mission, and then we're going to be dead sticking it once we find him. So we're going fast. We're at 28,700. I'm doing 800 knots, and he's right up here on the right somewhere. Looks like they're still not at 30,000. Looks like they're at about 28 if I had to guess. So he should be up here somewhere. 830, we're over speeding a little bit. There, I think I got his lights. I got his lights. Alright. Turning the map off. There they are. 377! Alright. So we missed the takeoff, but we found him in the air. Yeah. What altitude are they at? Alright, let's see if we can... Well, he's obviously not doing 600 knots, so... Let's see if we can intercept him here a little bit. So here's Delta 377. They're at 22,000. Alright, I was a little off there, and they're climbing as expected. Obviously, we can out-climb them in the F-22. I want to catch him, but I don't want to run into him. He's at 22.4, we're at 24, so they're kind of climbing into us right now. It's like dogfighting. I'm going pretty fast, so we should be catching him. I don't really want to fly by him. I want to just get up close. Try to get wings level here. They're at 23, we're at 23.9, so they're just below us there. So they're almost at our altitude, 23. They're at 23.1, we're at 23.8. Oh. There he goes. Let's pull this back around. I was going too fast. Where'd he go? I said, where'd who go? There, is that them? No? There they are. Alright, let's try again. I shot past them so friggin' fast. Let's see. Should be going about the direction they're going. I'm trying to think of how fast they're going. I'm going to pull this back and try to match their speed a little better. They're at 23, so we're a little below them. My guess would be they're probably doing about 300 knots. I better pull it back a little more. I could use speed brakes as well if I need to. We just want to ease up into them. Just ease up into them. Alright, we're at 23.5. They're at 24. So they're actually above us. That's good. We'll throw some speed brakes out. .230. They're obviously doing more than that. We're definitely low on fuel. He's at 24, we're at 24.1, 24.6, so they're just above us. Probably going a little faster than us. Bump it up a little more here, 24.7, 24.2. Okay. Guessing that's a touch faster than they are. I don't know how close I am. I'll try to slam on the brakes as we approach them. 25.1, 24.7, they're still a little above us. That's fine, I like to keep them a little above us. I'm doing 350. They're probably not going that fast. Try to keep them there centered as much as I can. There he is. Oh, I thought it was coming in. Thought it was coming in. I just want to see if I can get close, but not overtake him. We're getting low on gas. Now's the time if we're gonna make this happen. We ain't got the fuel for this. 26.5, 26.2, they're just above us. This is tough to do at night, actually. It'd be a lot easier. That's what I should have done. I selected clear, but I should have selected daytime. We're doing 420, which means we're gonna come up on them really fast. There they are. There they are. There's their lights. There they are. I got their light pattern. Can't see their airplane, but we're going inverted. I mean, I'm like right on top of them. Here, if I slow down, they'll fly right by. In theory. In theory. There they are. Alright. There we got a nice bus view there. You can see it a little bit in the light. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm going to try to get a little closer. Okay, I'm going plaid. Here it is. There's the view. Buzzed them. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to roll inverted. And we're going to pull down. And we're going to look for someplace to land. Because we're out of fuel. So here's my plan. There's Delta 171, wherever they're going. I see a road down there. We don't have to land this, but might as well try, right? I'm gonna shoot for that road. Let's see if we can pull a little landing out of this. Hey, if we can land it safe, why not? You can see down there our fuel is min fuel. We're at 14,000. I'm gonna bring it in and I'm gonna shoot for that little stretch of straight up over there, if possible. Yeah, 10,000. Fuel's looking alright. It's dark. I mean, I can't see much. This might not go well, but hey, we'll give it a try, right? Do the best we can. Okay, 7,000 coming in. 470 knots. We're gonna need to slow a little bit. Start slowing, get some flaps in and some gear. Fuel's not horrible. We got a little bit if we need it. Lined up on the stretch I'm looking at. We'll take the spoilers out. We'll get some flaps in. Okay, we got some flaps in. All we need is gear. Feeling pretty good about this little stretch of road right here. Fuel's looking good. 3,100 feet. 290 is a little fast. Let's go full flaps. I got the spoilers out. Let's go gear down. I think we got this made. 230 knots. Spoilers out. 210. It's looking pretty good. I can see the environment here. I'm feeling like this is going to be a good landing. Hopefully there's no terrain in front of us. Maybe a touch slow there. 160 knots. I got the environment made. Oh, there's a building or something in front of us. Shit. Okay. Okay. We cleared that. Here's our runway. Or our road, I should say. Okay. There it is. Oh, we bounced a little. Ah. You damaged your landing gear. Back to main menu. All right, that was fun. Cool. Found them. It was a learning experience. I've never done that before. So what happened? Well, here, we'll talk about it in a second. Hold on. All right, so let's talk about what happened. We found him. We intercepted him. We saw his airplane. And I pretty much made a min-fuel landing. The actual road and terrain was a little wavy, so I hit the gear and it red screened me essentially. But yeah, not too bad for diving out of 20-something thousand feet with min-fuel and an F-22 at night. Anyway, so that was cool. What did I learn from this? I learned that there's definitely some confusing stuff between what we're hearing on the radio, what we're seeing on the ground, what we're seeing on Microsoft Flight Sim. Microsoft Flight Sim, of course, is not legit, we'll say, so who knows what you get there. Basically what happened is I saw his airplane icon, and then suddenly it disappeared, and it put them in the air. So it's not like it's delayed, and then you see their delayed takeoff. It was delayed and they weren't really moving, and then all of a sudden they were gone. Or maybe it's because they were on the other runway. Maybe it did depict their takeoff and I missed it because I wasn't there. I was on 30 left when I should have been on 30 right. I don't know. But that's beside the point. We took off. We found them up over Brainerd, intercepted them. That was super cool. And now I'm going to wrap it up. And I don't know what their flight time is, but it's got to be... Shit, they're going probably into a headwind. It's got to be 5 hours, 5-hour flight maybe. So we're looking at 17:14 local. That's +5. So that's 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So we're 22:14 Zulu time, and probably going to be about another 5 hours, and I'll be all set to go and try to intercept them on the way in. Just doing a little check-in here. It looks like they're up in Canada, hey? Not anywhere close to Anchorage. Okay, we'll check back. Okay, I just looked it up. It's 5 hours and 52 minutes their block time. That's door closed to door open. So they got a solid 4 more hours. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to split these videos up. I've got nothing else to do. It's a pretty chill night here. So I'm going to sit on the couch and just do some editing. I'm going to slap this all together, and then I will have it done before he lands, and then I'll make the next video intercepting him and landing, in theory, if we can pull it off. So, all right, that's what I'm going to do for now, and this will be the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry that it was long and chaotic, but I think it's kind of interesting. I mean, if you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, no big deal. Don't watch it. I'm just bored coming up with cool shit to do. See ya.